So after a couple of delays, Fallout Factions is finally out. I managed to pick up the Bottle and Cappy pre-order bonus with it, so let's have a look at that. So yeah, what is in the box? So we've got a multi-part resin figure here, or Bottle and Cappy All Fizzed Up. There's a QR code in the back so you can download some additional information for it. So let's open up this box and see what's in there. So this is the figure. The main body of Bottle and Cappy are one piece, solid resin figure. Really nice molded base, really like the landmine with the skeleton there. And this is all the additional parts. Also in the box there's a small booklet. It's got some stats on the back for using with Fallout Factions, nothing for Fallout Wasteland Warfare yet, but that might be on the downloads. You've also got some additional information inside there. So let's get to prepping the figure. Small resin sprues there, all the points were really well thought out I think, so they're all either hidden on the bottom of something, round the back, or they're quite small. So they're really easy to separate off. For the bigger parts here, it's a case of snipping them off and cutting down the overspill. Remember, be very careful using a knife. Some of the smaller parts are quite delicately attached, so you can just break them if you're careful. Also remember, double check it first before you go to break it off, just in case you damage the figure. The base as well, much like the Hollywood Heroes set, the actual fill lines are attached to the bottom of the base, not the side of it, so you get a nice clean line right around the entire rim of the base. So the next thing I do, give everything a good sand down so you can get rid of some of the mold lines. It's also where the sprues were attached onto the pieces there. There's also sometimes some resin overspill, so it's good to give that a sand down as well, just to get rid of all that off the figure. A lot of it you can just scrape off with your nail though, so it's not too big a deal. Once all the pieces were separated, I gave it a good wash. I actually ended up washing it twice. Once I used a scourer, second time was with an old toothbrush. Even despite that, there was still some of the mould release left on the figure, which affects your painting in the end. I don't know if they've gone back to the original mould release. A lot of the earlier Fallout Wasteland Warfare figures had a lot of problem with paint sticking to them. So it's time to glue it all together. So I normally start with all the main piece, take the parts and dry fit them. Take the parts and dry fit them just to make sure they're going to fit okay. As with all their figures, the fit's really good on them. There's not much warping of the resin. So we're going to start gluing it all together. So that's his legs in place. Next move on to his arms. And attach it to the base. And the final part I did was Cappy's gun there. So that's the figure together. It's time to start painting it. So I started with the base coat of brown. Like I said earlier, there was some of the mould release still left on there, so there's a couple of patches. It is best to use a spray primer, but as I was doing this indoors, I couldn't really afford to do that. So that's what I used to base the figure. Next I added some base colours, blue wherever there was any white, brown for all the wrappings and things, and obviously red for Cappy and the tongue. And these are the colours I used for those base colours. Next I did a heavy dry brushing with this bone colour, and re-went over some of the brown bits, so there was a good base colour. Then I did the eyes and things in the black, and all the white areas painted white. After that I did a wash using the dark wood speed paint, and I went over the red bits with a red one. So I just want to show some of the detail here. That's all the metal bits I added on there. For the Nuka-Cola sign on the back I did a little vague rust effect, and the blades in the front obviously get a metal coating as well. So this is the paint I used for that. Then I did a brown wash again over the parts I just painted, so that's the metal parts and the sign on the back. Then I used this yellow for the smoke to give it a base before redoing it with the white again, and painted the landmine. So I painted in the main features of the base, did a wash over it, and then did a bit of highlighting the colour. So this is the final figure. That's Bottle and Cappy All Fizzed Up. Got it as a pre-order bonus. This is going to be the first of my Fallout Factions series. I thought I'd start with the Bottle and Cappy as a small figure. Next week I'm going to go on to unboxing the starter set, and we'll do some painting of those figures, and then hopefully we'll get a battle report for Fallout Factions as well before I go back to my main story, Wasteland Warfare. Okay, thanks for watching.